Doom 2016 is the brainchild of id Software and the revival of one of the best first-person shooters of all time. It started development in 2007 before getting completely scrapped and restarted in 2014, almost as short as the dev cycle for Majora's Mask. The game stars Doom Guy, or as he's known here,
the Doom Slayer.
Your one and only mission is to mow down the hordes of the undead, the evil hellspawn, the demons. I didn't grow up playing the original Doom games, and I didn't play this one when it came out because I'm a very squeamish person who can't really handle copious amounts of blood or guts, which is why I get sick whenever I play Left 4 Dead. But this game, I've learned this is different. Everything is so fine-tuned and the gore is almost comical that you can't help but be enthralled by it. I don't have nostalgic or fond memories of this game or the original series, which makes my review perfect because I'm coming in with an outsider's perspective. If you want to hear someone talk about these games and their history with love and affection like a true fan would, you go watch Civvy. Hashtag free Civvy, by the way. But back to what I said about being an outsider for the series. Because I can't compare this game to anything else I've ever played in the past, you would think that I wouldn't find it that enjoyable. But you'd be wrong. You'd be very, very wrong. It's as if this game transports your mind into the body of Doom Guy, making you want to do nothing but banish the demons with your trusty shotgun. You just want to rip and tear until it's done. I could talk about the story, but nobody other than Mr. Hayden here seems to care about it. Its story beats and themes are very similar to Half-Life, with our power armor-clad hero traveling through a science lab that dared to play God and unleashed hell in the process. You have to make your way to a far-off experimental lab with questionable ethics to shut down some sort of portal to stop the invading force. The UAC, led by the human-turned-cyborg Dr. Samuel Hayden, has been siphoning energy from hell, known as Argent Energy, as a limitless power source of fuel that powers the Earth and every other colonized planet. Then, Dr. Olivia Pierce went insane from talking to demons, so she decided to cause a resonance to open up a hell portal and released thousands and thousands of demons and killed thousands and thousands of people. Shut down the portal, kill Olivia. Simple as that, really. Doomslayer does not care for the story or any of the characters in it. He knows they all screwed up and all he wants to do is kill demons. Doom Guy, he's a total workaholic. You take him to a luxury trip to Hawaii and he starts beating the crap out of all the guys wearing tiki masks. One of my favorite parts of this game, oddly enough, was the story though, and everything that happens in the background. I greatly enjoyed finding these little codec entries that shed some light on the UAC, things that we're getting up to, characters and monster bios, weapon descriptions, and more. You can tell a lot of thought was put into this feature that some players might just ignore. Now let me talk about the weapons, because boy are they fun to use. Every single one of them can be upgraded, then mastered, which gives an additional upgrade on top of all the rest. You got a shotgun, a dinky little pistol, an assault rifle that can get these micro missiles that are ungodly amounts of fun to spam about. A plasma gun that's a joy to blast the demons with and even comes with an AoE attack in the form of a heat blast. Then you got the chain gun, which unfortunately is not as fun as it was in classic Doom thanks to the long wind-up time, which of course can be upgraded, but I still don't find it as enjoyable. You got the rocket launcher, which is good in a pinch, but I don't use it regularly. The oh-so-lovely super shotgun is here, but oddly, not one I'd often use. This is a gun I save for very special occasions, seeing as how I'd much rather use my normal shotgun that can double as a grenade launcher. Lastly, we've got the Gauss cannon, which I use so little I often forgot I even had it. Secondary weapons include the BFG 9000 and the chainsaw, both of which have a dedicated button now and take special charges. Mixed together, these tools act as one of the greatest arsenals I've ever had the pleasure of using. Everything about this game is fun, and I mean everything. The design is fluid. It doesn't even become samey or stale until maybe the last 1 or 2 levels. I don't think I've ever had as much fun just moving around these arenas, and that only increases by level 4 where you get the double jump upgrade. They managed to take the very simple mechanics of jumping and shooting, akin to any classic Mega Man game, and turn it into one of the greatest games of the decade. Each level in this game feels perfectly designed around the player's abilities, and not once did I encounter a situation that I felt I was under-equipped for. The environments are beautiful, and despite the abundance of red, the locations never got samey for me, even when we're in literal hell. Seeing as how this is a Doom game, each level is chock full of secrets and hidden areas that may contain an adorable little Doom Guy toy, a dead elite guard that gives you a chip to upgrade your suit, the standard caches of health and armor, or hidden switches that unlock classic Doom maps that aren't very fun or good to play given your abilities clash with the level design and modern enemies not meshing very well. It does get a little aggressive with the flashing hell imagery and everything that comes with it, so if you got any problems with things like that, I suggest playing in short bursts. I almost don't want to use this word because of how overused it is in the current gaming climate, but it just feels so good to play this game. It's the perfect stress reliever despite the subject matter. It truly is a game that you can unwind and relax with while playing. Just don't start thinking about it while you're at work, because I got some real strange looks when that happened. Can I talk about the music? Because I was never a fan of heavy death metal, and especially not dubstep. But Mick Gordon, you absolute lad, you somehow managed to do it. He literally did it. He was able to make a soundtrack that combines both and turns it into something I love. The music has this strange power over you, and I'm serious when I say that, because it doesn't always play. There's lots of quiet moments here that let you breathe and take in the area before plunging into more combat. When the music does kick in, it's like getting my Dr. Pepper fix laced with cocaine! You go completely on autopilot. You aren't even thinking about your own actions. Then suddenly, you wake up, your fingers are doing the splits on the WSD keys, and your other hand's gripping the mouse like it's your newborn baby. I think the music also changes depending on how you kill the demons and what weapons you use. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure game, but with music. God, it's so cool! Never did I feel like the enemies were rudely placed or overpowered. And unless I was dicking around or getting surprised by a funky door, I felt that every death was my own fault. Whether because I stopped moving, I didn't plan ahead, or I didn't utilize the resources given to me effectively. You should be completely in control of every fight, and if you aren't, you just have to get good and practice some more. Maybe turn the difficulty down, or replay the earlier levels to get a better handle on the mechanics. I'll be clear when I say I'm not the best at first-person shooter games. I've never been the best, and I probably won't ever be, but not once did I ever feel like I was overwhelmed by the extensive list of weapon, movement, or combat options that are given to me. Every time I encountered a new enemy, it was like a split second of thinking, how would I take it on? How would I exploit its weaknesses? Imps, they're like shotgun fodder. Easy to kill, easy to corner. Pinkies, easy to trick, easy to get behind and blast the exposed part of their body. Those bone boys, the revenants, they're easy to deal with when you get in the pattern of blasting them out of the sky, and the list goes on and on and on! I can't think of anything else to say, so I'll wrap this up with some bullet points. Power-ups, amazingly fun to use, really happy to play with these. And when I had the opportunity to use a BFG mixed with quad damage on Hell Barons, it was like heaven in a can! Each new monster was a fun challenge to overcome, the music was phenomenal, the characters were memorable, the mechanics were finely tuned, and there's no better sensation than being able to rip and tear!